What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to work on the Genesis. So we're throwing on the calipers, install the rear coilovers, and this is a true rear coilover setup. Also throwing in some new stainless brake lines for the front and rear, and some power stop rotors. Probably the best bang for the buck rotors you can get. I'm gonna start by taking off this clip, sliding it out. It just comes out this way. Loosen this 11 mil. It just got launched. So before removing the old calipers out of the car, I want to get the new caliper ready to go right in its place. Okay, so once you have the contents out of the package, this is for the driver's side. You don't want to mix these up. Obviously, they would both work. The only thing that's different is the orientation of this bracket that attaches to your coilover. So the left side would be attached like this. Right side is just opposite to the back. There you go. This is how it should look. Should be the first copper washer. Then you throw the second one underneath here. This is what I mean. It has to be horizontal with the caliper. So now, the last video I was talking about the thickness of this and how the original screws wouldn't work. So I had to modify them. These two were cut by hacksaw, which took forever, and then I finally hit these two with a grinder. I had to take about, I'm gonna say like 3/8 to close to a 1/2 inch off so that it would thread in and not hit the back of the rotor. So I'm gonna get this new caliper temped in. Make sure you line up these just small number 3s. The rotor onto the wheel bearing. I'm gonna do the old swaparoo. Take out the old brake line, slide the new stainless in, and replace that clip that we removed earlier. I'm going to start by putting in this clip. Make sure that the groove is facing up. That's how it should look. Next, so this is the dilemma I'm running into. The screw that used to mount into the original shaft. The new coilover has a completely different size bolt, so this is useless, and I don't have any bolts. A zip tie. Zip tie saves lives. We're going to throw in the brake pads, the brake clip, and the pins that hold the pads. So here they are. For the front, it will be the larger clip. This is the smaller clip. This is for the rear. And also here are the pins. You can really see the difference if I put them side by side. On the right is the pins for the rear. They're just a tad bit smaller. And these two are for the pins for the front. Another thing I wanted to show you, so this is the front rotors that I had on there. You can definitely tell, look at the pads, there's a crack through it. Definitely tell we was needing this kit for sure. Look at this, the pure size of the front caliper that I had before to the rear new caliper. This is the rear. This is the front of what I had. It's basically the rear is bigger than the front. It's crazy. I have no idea what these brakes are gonna feel like. Hopefully my e-brake works. Alright, so now we're at the caliper. We got everything we need. Got the pads, the 2 pins, and the clip. And you also want to have some anti-seize for the back portion of the brake pads, and then a little bit on the pin and clip just to prevent any sticking on the caliper pistons themselves. So what I'm using to tap it in is a real small steel hammer. Just gonna bang the pin in till I see it come out of the front of the caliper. How it just comes out the front here, that's how you know it's fully seated. So you got top pin first, put in the clip, bend it as you slot in the rear, and that's it. So before you move on to the rear, you want to give the rotor a quick wipe down with some brake cleaner. So once you have the wheel off, I went ahead and sprayed with WD everything that I'm going to be removing today, and then to start working back there and then work our way back. Just got to give it the UGG 2000. There is water. There's water just fucking pissing out. What the hell? Interesting. Basically, the screw looks like it's been underwater. But look at the top of the coil. It's just fucked. So I tried to look in the trunk to figure out why there was so much water coming out of here, and I didn't find any sort of leaks, so it was probably just from water over time getting hidden in there. Just dried it up the best I could, and hopefully that doesn't happen again with the new coilover, because that would ruin it. But anyways, gonna get this caliper off real quick and also get this spring out, since we're moving over from that old piece of shit. We have a new true coilover system, which is basically it's going to attach up here, down here, but it's no longer going to need the help of a spring, because this was a spring and shock, which if you don't know about the Genesis Coupe, they have complicated 5-way like rear end. There is a kit that you can buy that comes with all these arms, but it was designed very poorly, so this true coilover design helps the rear end a lot, just from squatting and having a better ride quality. I shoved a pry bar on the lower part of where the spring used to sit, the lower. See, so I'm going to try to apply pressure down and then use another bar to get this spring out, because this is the hardest part. This thing is in there like no tomorrow. Got it. Woo! Sheesh. Should just launch at the camera now. This is a piece of shit. This is how it should be looking, so nothing's gonna be there now. I'm gonna get this crusty boy off, and the easiest way to do that is with a 4-pounder. It's a fire! PSA, you might want to remove your e-brake first. Just whacking on it. Put the e-brake down, and voila, came right off. And also here, and on the bottom here, it's the points of contact. See, yeah, right in there. So there's 6 points of contact. There's one here, in the middles, and then at the bottom. Just want to get a little bit of anti-seize inside of there and those points, and clean the rest up in here with some brake cleaner. Make sure you have a little pan or something underneath, because it's just gonna make a lot of mess. You get a little bit on the brake shoes, but try not to drench it, because you know at the end of the day it is brake clean. All right. Once that's all cleaned up and ready to go, it's time to shoot the rotor on there. But I know this is already gonna hit, so I'm gonna snip this off. It's gonna be the simple route, just cutting this whole lip off so the new rotor can fit. Now that I got that off, got the new rotor on with the P3s attached, we're going to shoot over to the bench. Alright, now that we're at the bench, we're going to start getting the rear caliper ready to go, which would be the same thing we did on the front caliper, which is putting on the stainless kit. Let's go. Get the caliper on. I'm just gonna hand thread these two and not forget to put a little bit of Loctite on there. Just got them hand tightened, just go ahead and crank them down. Now that that's all tightened up, out with the old and with the new. Yeah. What's up, Mama? Thank you. Look at this. Look at the best mom ever. Yeah. Thanks for the coffee. This clip just twisted out of shape like crazy, so I'm gonna try to fix this real quick. This is not cooperating, so I'm gonna use a pair of vice grips, hold the bottom of it, and try to loosen it with the 11 mil. Finally. Nothing is easy with this thing. Never. Look at, I'm sweating. You see that? It's disgusting. Now that this is all set, we're gonna get in the pads, bracket and the pins. Get in this lower control arm bolt in first, and then this is the bolt for the bottom of the coilover, so we're going to get this one first. Then it's most likely going to need to be held with a jack, and you're going to have to crank it up. The bottom bolt is through and just snugged up for right now to get the true coilover in the car. We're going to put in the coilover and just hand thread the top screws first. Jack this up till this hole right here lines up with the bottom of the coilover. As you can probably see there, oh, right through. There you go. Coilover is installed, both of the bolts. Now, I'm gonna show you how to bleed Brembo brakes. This is the little catch can thing I made. It's drilled a hole up top, and then this is a clear line. It's about 5/16. Where you want to start furthest from this master cylinder, back left, driver back, and then passenger front, and then you end at the driver front. You're gonna need another person, so my co-pilot is over there. Say hi, Mike. Oh, hola. So what you want to do is with these Brembos, they have two bleeder screws. One on the inside, one on the outside. You want to start with the inside and then work your way to the outside. So first, hook up your hose. Once you have your line hooked up to the inner bleeder screw, you're going to need an 11 mil. This is a brake line wrench. You need these because of the way it grabs all sides of the bleeder screw. If you use a regular one, you have a chance of stripping, and this is the last thing you want to strip. So once you have your wrench on there, this is the fluid right here. Pump it up. If you don't see air and just fluid, then there's no air in this side. Press and hold. I'm gonna loosen it. I'm trying to do this with one hand. See any bubbles in there? This one's good. Move on to the front. Pump it up. Press and hold. So when she's holding, I'm gonna crack it. See, you see those bubbles? Close it. Now, as she's pumping, it's sending the fluid from the master throughout the car. And when she presses and holds it, and I crack the screw, it lets the air out and no air back in. Press and hold. Once you have all of the corners bled and you haven't seen any bubbles, you want to just top off your master with some brake fluid. I did have some Valvoline, but I ran out, but I just got some .4. You can have any .4, it doesn't matter. Never let this get under half. Just top it off every time you're going through the car until there's no air. And that's how you bleed Brembo brakes. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.